Senior Airman Kira Enyart of the Missouri Air National Guard.
How long have you been in service?
I joined the Missouri Air National Guard on September 16th, 2011.
And what's your rank?
I'm a Senior Airman.
What does that mean? What does that mean exactly?
I am at the top of the junior enlisted structure. There's Airman, Basic, Airman, Airman First Class, Senior Airman, Staff Sergeant, Technical Sergeant, Master Sergeant, Senior Master Sergeant, and Chief Master Sergeant.
So what do you do? What does your job entail? You just got promoted, right?
Yes, I did.
And that's what you got promoted to?
Yes, I was an Airman First Class until about a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so what do your new duties include?
Well, pretty much, a Senior Airman is pretty much a glorified Airman First Class. We have pretty much the same responsibilities, maybe just a few more responsibilities in looking after the younger airmen who have joined after us and teaching them the rules.
We actually watched a video in class on the National Guard, and like they do training once a month. Is that what you do? You go once a month to training, but
yes, the Guard, I think both the Army and the Air Force have pretty much the same deal where you go in, it's usually the first weekend of the month. It's called the Unit Training Assembly, also known as Drill Weekend. And there's 2 weeks out of the year, usually in June or July. They try to do it in the summertime so that kids who are still in college they don't have to take any time off from school. And that's it.
So you're on active duty right now then? Is that what that means? Because I'm not...
No, that 2 weeks in the summertime,
yeah.
That is active duty orders.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no, I'm in the Guard. Drill weekends, if there were like an accident or something, technically I would be under orders, and the Guard would pay for the hospital bill.
Oh boy. So being on active duty, does that mean that you go overseas and then you're deployed?
Not necessarily, because when I went to basic, I was on active duty orders, and when I was in tech school, I was on active duty orders. And if you go on like state emergency duty or a deployment, or if you have some training or something you need to do, you can get days from your unit, and those are active duty orders as well.
So you've never been deployed. You've been just in the States. Where are the different places that you've had to serve?
Well, I did state emergency duty in April, I believe. It was in Clarksville, Missouri. There was the Mississippi River flooded the town.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so I was up there. It's north of St. Louis for about a day. I did a couple caravans this summer. We had to drop off equipment in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and also McConnell Air Force Base in Kansas. Last year, I was in Biloxi, Mississippi for 6 months. Doing my radio frequency transmissions training at technical training school. So
that's what you're certified in right now to do?
Yes, it's at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi.
Okay. So then, why did you enter the service? Because I know at first you just wanted, I think it was just character building, but I don't know. That was when we first started, I first knew you, so I don't really know entirely.
Well, a lot of people join, right after high school, especially the Guard, because the Guard pays for, the GI Bill will pay for quite a bit of your college. So kids 18, 19 years old, they don't really know what to do, they don't really have any direction, they'll join the Guard or active duty to kind of get a foot in the door of life. And I kind of did it backwards. I joined after college because I was stuck in a college town working 2 crappy jobs, and I couldn't afford my bills, and I couldn't afford to move, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do after I got my degree. I wanted to go back to school, but I didn't really have a way of making that happen, so I joined the Guard because I wasn't really ready to leave Missouri.
Yeah. So do you think that are you happy you joined? Do you like it?
lot, but I'm trying to get out of the Guard. I'm trying to go active duty Marine Corps.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm going on the Officer Selection Board in February of next year.
Okay. So what are your impressions of basic training then?
Well, for beginners, the Air Guard and active duty Air Force members all go to the same basic training at Lackland Air Force Base
Okay.
in San Antonio, Texas.
I had no
So
idea.
I went through the same training that active duty went through.
What was the most physically demanding part that you had to go through?
To be quite honest,
Uh-oh.
the low crawl up a very low slope but long hill, I was trying to do as quickly as possible and be at the top, and that was one of the most physically challenging things I've ever done. I don't know if you keep up with the news, but there were 4 women Marines who just passed infantry school, I think last week. And they did pass infantry school, but because they're women, they're still not allowed to be in the infantry.
Oh my gosh. Have you had any challenges like that, being a female?
In the Air Force?
Yeah.
No, pretty much every branch except for the Marines kind of coddles women.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as demanding on women, and that's one of the reasons I'm trying to get out of the Air Guard. Is because
Yeah, doesn't it bother you?
It does, and it's a stereotype that I've been fighting ever since I joined. I've been working very hard to be one of the guys, and it works for the most part. I mean, there's always the risque jokes that go on, but for the most part, I'm treated like one of the guys in my unit because that's how I've portrayed myself. I haven't put on the, well, I'm a girl, I shouldn't have to do that, or it's too heavy, I'm not strong enough thing. That's definitely something I had to deal with in tech school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it probably would be in like a schooling situation more so.
The problem is that a lot of girls come straight out of high school and they're not used to the attention from men, and because in any male-dominated field that women are in, like say auto mechanics, there's going to be stereotypes of either she's a dyke or she's a princess, and I've tried to fight both of those stereotypes because I'm neither a dyke nor a princess.
Well, that's good. So, last question. Is there anything, lessons that you've learned or anything that you would like for people to know about what you do or what's important to you as far as the military?
Lessons that I've learned a lot more respect for others and teamwork. Military is having the same respect as men get and commanding the same respect as men get. That's why I'm joining the Marines as an officer. I want to make a difference. I want to look back on my life and know that I did something worthwhile, something that was hard to work for and was worth it.
Okay.
And even though I don't regret my decision to join the Air Guard, it's full of wonderful people. It's really like a second family to me, and there's a lot of people in my unit who would do anything for me. I think that the Marine Corps would be more of a challenge, physically and mentally, for me, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay. Well, that's it. Say bye.